Hi, first graders. I have a story that I'd like to read to you, and I'm actually going to read it to you kind of chapter by chapter that goes with our Bible stories for this week. The book is Peter's First Easter by Walter Wangerin Jr. and Timothy Ledwig did the illustrations, and the illustrations are just beautiful. It's the same author and illustrator that did Mary's First Christmas, which we really loved at Christmas time. So, and in the illustrations, it really looks like what we think the Jerusalem looked like during the time of Jesus even. So chapter 1, the Last Supper. Jesus was sad when we climbed the stairs. He was sad when we entered the upper room and took our places around the table. He was sad when we started to eat. But I didn't notice how sad he was until he opened his mouth and spoke those terrible, terrible words. It was Thursday evening, 1 hour after sunset. The windows and doors were locked. Lamp flames sent shadows into all the corners of the room. Outside in the night, there were people looking to arrest Jesus, but inside we were safe. We were like his family, his disciples, his closest friends. Jesus was our Lord and teacher, and we loved him. Well, but in those days, I figured I loved him the most because he had given me a special name. I am Simon, the son of John, but Jesus called me Peter, which means rock. He said I was like a big stone, the kind you could build a building on. Oh, I loved him so much that sometimes it made me laugh out loud. I also love to eat. That's what I was doing Thursday evening, and that's why I didn't notice Jesus' sadness. I was eating roasted lamb and bread as thin as crackers. I was eating some leaves so bitter they made my nose run, but I dipped them in a fruit sauce to make the bitterness go away. I was chewing and swallowing when suddenly Jesus said, "One of you is going to betray me." I stopped eating and saw that there were tears in Jesus' eyes. He was so sad, and these are the terrible words. "This very night," Jesus said, "one of you will lead my enemies to me, and they will tie me up, and they will kill me." What? Kill Jesus? All of us sat still and stared. Some of us said, "Is it me, Jesus? Is it me?" Only one of us kept eating. John sat between me and Jesus, so I nudged him and nodded toward the Lord. John knew what I meant. He leaned upon Jesus and whispered, "Who, Lord? Who could do such a thing?" Slowly, Jesus took some bitter leaves and reached into a dish of fruit sauce. Judas Iscariot, the only disciple who was still eating, was dipping his own leaves in that dish. Jesus said, "The one who is dipping with me, he will betray me." Judas dropped the leaves and snatched his hand away. He bared his teeth and grinned. "Me, Lord?" he said. "You don't mean me." Jesus said, "What you have to do, go and do it quickly." Right away, Judas got up. He tried to say something, but instead he opened the door and he went out into the night. No one moved. Chilly breezes caused the lamp flames to flicker, and shadows troubled Jesus' face. I jumped up and slammed the door. Jesus ate nothing that night, yet he commanded us to eat and drink. He took some bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to us, saying, "Take this, eat it." And we did. But while we were chewing the bread, he said, "This is my body." His body? Oh, Lord, how could I swallow your body? Next, he took a cup of wine and he thanked God and said, "Drink this, all of you." And we obeyed him. But again, while we were taking little sips, he said, "This is my blood, poured out for the forgiveness of sins." Body and blood now? Who Who could ever forget such a meal? My heart was hammering inside my chest. Surely this would be a night like no other night in all the world. Well, an hour later, we were all walking down the streets of Jerusalem. For as long as 10 minutes, Jesus prayed out loud, "Father, keep my friends safe from the evil one." When he was done praying, he walked on in silence, thinking and thinking. We went through a city gate and crossed the Kidron Valley. Then we began to climb a path up to the Mount of Olives. Suddenly Jesus said, "You are all going to run away from me tonight." Sometimes my feelings are so strong that I talk before I think, so I shouted, not me, Lord. Everyone else might run away from you, but not me." Jesus came and put his hand on my shoulder, and he looked at me with his sad eyes. "Peter, Peter," he said, "you will do worse than run away. Before the rooster crows tomorrow morning, you will deny me 3 times. "No," I said. No. Even if I have to die, I will never deny you."